You are listening to the Fresh Take Network.
What it is, what it do. Welcome to Fresh Take, the 7K Pick Podcast. Joshua Adam William Arbuthnot with the one, the only, the Senator.
What's happening? What's happening?
And it's the new classic. It's
What's
Nick,
going on, guys?
the current reigning champ, bootleg and B-side champion, taking away my championship streak. We hadn't mentioned it. Who won the title? We'll do B-sides in a bit, but my 5 in a row playlist streak was snapped as Nick won the 2012 B-sides draft.
Well, just like this year, Taylor Swift kind of took me home.
There you go. I love it.
Did you post like what the poll was?
No, I didn't. It was close. I'll have to put it back up. I'll have to go through the archives and find it, but Nick did pull out the W. Mm-hmm. I think you came in third. Well, you and I were tied for second, and then Devin got 1 vote.
That's wild.
Yeah, I think it was from his brother. So, still that.
No, his brother probably voted for Nick.
Most people did. But we are voting for the NFL to be back because after tomorrow, we will have 1, 2, 4 days straight of football. It's beautiful because we'll have Ravens and Chiefs on Thursday. We'll have Packers and Eagles on Friday. Then we have another slate of college football games. And then we have a beautiful Sunday of NFL games and then a Monday night football game. So, gents, we're back. We're back.
Oh, we're back and feeling it.
Yeah.
Electric.
It's electric groove time. Yeah, we're back. It's exciting that we're back. And I'm excited to be back with the podcast. This is our 3rd official year now, where this is the first year that we've been live. And so I do appreciate everyone that has been checking us out live. If you're watching on Instagram or on YouTube or on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment and we'll get back to it. We're not on X because now Elon decided to charge you. Unless you're on premium, you can't stream on X anymore. So not going to do that. Not going to give Elon our money, but we're happy to be able to broadcast this all to you all. Before I get going here, just really quickly with the NFL being back, Senator, we'll start with you. What are you the most excited about outside of your team for this NFL season?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, it's just football being back. Like it is. It always gives you something to look forward to on the weekends. Gives you a reason to not respond back to people.
Yeah,
it's a genuine thing. Sundays, people know not to bother you. So it's just and it's always the road to the Super Bowl, right? Because we know when playoffs comes, it's one and done. So it's just who makes it to the big show and who makes it to the end. And right now it's, will anybody dethrone the 2-time champion?
This is very true. What about you, Nick?
I mean, we were doing the last couple episodes, we were doing our division rankings and our picks, and there was a lot of 8, 9, 9 and 8, 10 and 7. I kind of want to see how this wild card shapes out. You know, I think there's a lot of, there's like some really good teams and some really bad teams, and there's a whole lot in the middle there.
Yeah, that's my team.
Right. You know, and that's, you know, probably my team too. Let's be real. Yeah. But like, you know, I think just to see how the playoff picture shakes out at the end of the year it's going to be interesting this year.
Yeah, and for me, I think just this is such a great. We're going to do awards at the end of this really quickly. It is such a fantastic rookie class. The receiver side, particularly, going through these fantasy drafts, I'm really excited to see which of these receivers is going to be the one that stands out, and which of the running backs are going to come. And then on the defensive side, there's a lot there. It's a very. It feels like, you know, we always have these kind of turns in history, right? It was like this is when this class starts. Like in the NBA right now, right? We're coming to the end of the LeBron, Durant, Steph era, and we're entering into this like Luka, Ant, and Wemby era. And now in the NFL, we've kind of, the Brady and the Roethlisberger and the Eli and all those people that we kind of had in our middle, for me and Nick specifically in our late 20s and early 30s. That area is done now, and now it's it's going to be about Caleb, it's going to be about Ants, and Patty's going to be in there. So I'm really interested to see this kind of changing of the guard.
It's interesting when you sit down there and you look at all the changing of the guards and everybody and the way how they did the transition. I think that NFL kind of did it better than NBA so far. Mm-hmm. But the good thing is I think the Olympics helped the NBA with trying to help with that transition. So it's going to be interesting to see like the next 2 years how everything plays out.
Absolutely. Well, without any further ado, unfortunately, we don't have a coach with us right now. He's always staying busy teaching the next generation how to be better at hoops. So hopefully we can have him a little bit here, but we will start with his Ravens taking on the Chiefs. And as you can see this year, we get this nice little banner. So I don't have to reiterate the line too. You can see the line right on there. So Ravens take on the Chiefs. Chiefs will be putting down their second banner. They're going to be trying to do what no NFL team has ever done, going for 3 championships in a row. They are favored by 3. Senator, what are you thinking about this game? Who are you liking?
This game to me is a little tricky, and I think what made it the most trickiest was I don't know what Kansas City is to start the year. Mm-hmm. It's like last year they started off very slow and then won the Super Bowl, right? Yep. Like, is it the Kansas City that's going to start off slow and then finish strong, or is it the one that's going to start off strong and then try to rest a little bit? And to me, Baltimore is kind of a weird team in its own place right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose Ravens to win.
Me too. I'm going with Baltimore as well. I think there's a lot. We saw this last year when the Lions came in and beat KC. There's the emotions of, bringing down the banner and having all of that. Taylor's going to be there, obviously. It should be at every game. But I also think the Ravens really want this. This is going to – Coach kind of talked about this, right? We're facing off against each other next week. It'll be Ravens and Raiders. For the Ravens, this is kind of an early Super Bowl for them. They want to get revenge. They want to start their season off by beating KC. So they're going to put everything into this game. KC has a few questions coming in. There's no Hollywood Brown now. So now we'll really see how valuable Worthy is going to be in this. The running game is a little bit curious. Obviously, forgetting their running back's name, Isaiah
Pacheco.
Pacheco's good. No Edwards-Helaire, he's hurt. They have P. Ryan there, and they have Steele. So we'll see how they do in the running game. There's a little bit of unanswered questions there. How that secondary is going to do is interesting as well. And like I said, I'm really interested too. Baltimore, I think, is going to put a lot into this game, and that running game with Derrick Henry will be interesting. So I'm picking the Ravens as well, but it doesn't seem like Nick is.
No chance. Chiefs at home. The Ravens, they didn't do anything to their wide receivers. So, I mean, the Kansas City secondaries, whatever, because they didn't do anything. They didn't have anything last year. Snead wasn't even on Flowers in the playoff game, and Flowers, he had a 100-yard game, but he lost that touchdown at the end. It was wild, But I just think I don't know, man. I think the Chiefs minus Hollywood Brown, their stars are healthy. Everybody's good. And they're at home, I just think they're going to be the team to beat. And, I don't want to pick them every week, but they might be my lock of the week,
Yeah. I like it. I'm going to put lock on. By the way, this year, I am keeping tabs of all the picks this year. Cool. So we will have a picks winner at year's end. So I will reiterate the record as we go week to week. I'm just going to put Coach down for Ravens, let's just say.
Of course.
I'll ask him for his picks afterwards. All right. Let's go to our next game. We head to Brazil, and it'll be the Packers taking on the Eagles. I'll go really quickly in this, and we'll throw to you, Nick. Obviously, I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl this year, so got to be pretty high on them. And I think a lot of people are high on this Philly team. I'm interested to see what that O-line is going to be. I have a lot of questions about that, especially without Kelsey. What's the tush-push situation going to be like? Defense, I got some questions there as well. Isn't Bradbury didn't make the trip with them, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no Bradbury with them right now. What else do they have for injuries? Devin White, he's not playing as well. So a few injuries to the defensive side. There is some questions on the running game right now for the Pack. Emmanuel Wilson, he's hurt. I think Marshawn Lloyd, he's got a hammy. So it's just right now on Jacobs in the run game, which is fine. You can rely on Josh Jacobs. But overall, I have a lot more faith right now in Green Bay, and I'll take Green Bay to win this one, Nick.
Nope, going Philadelphia for sure. This is, you know what? I don't know if I gave Philadelphia enough credit on our NFC preview. Philadelphia's kind of good. I think their offense is still going to be good without Kelsey. You'll lose your center, but you gain a superstar running back. They still got Devonta Smith. They still got AJ Brown. I don't think that the Packers secondary is good enough to handle both of them. And I think somebody's hurt. Dobbs is hurt for the Packers. I don't know if Wicks is up to the Philadelphia standard.
All right. Sen.
Yeah, those are great points. I was very torn about this game. And I think I'm just going to go with who I originally thought. And I originally thought the Packers, so I'm just going to go with the Packers. But the one thing that kind of scares me to say the Eagles is that none of them wanted to be there.
No.
But did Green Bay?
Like you haven't heard anything from Green Bay.
You haven't heard anything from Green Bay.
No. Like the Eagles player has outright been like, "Why are we here? I didn't want to go back to Brazil."
Because this is what the NFL wants. In 5 years, they want to have probably a South American conference and a Europe conference. Might be a little bit longer, but I think that's the plan, right? I mean, we already heard that thing about Labor Day, right? Where they want 4 games. Like NFL is slowly moving more and more. Like Friday was for high school football. You know what? We don't care anymore.
And we also saw, was it Jacksonville almost moved to London like 4 years ago? Wasn't that the thing?
And that will happen. That will happen. Well, not them maybe moving there, but a team.
Should be Carolina. We'll get to that game, but that should be Carolina. Should be moving.
Yeah. All right. So that's our. I love that we have a Friday game. By the way, that's excellent. All right.
I'm missing it.
Oh, okay. That's a bummer. Well, that's because you'll be DJing at Joey's, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So make sure you go check out Senator down there. But on Sunday, you'll be ready to go. Your Falcons are taking on the Steelers. No major big injuries on your side other than right now, Kyle Pitts has a questionable hammy. And on the Steelers side, the biggest one they have is the rookie Roman Wilson has an ankle. So neither team with
and Jaylen
I would assume
Warren.
Pitts. Yeah, and Jaylen Warren. I would assume Pitts will be good to go. I'm picking the Falcons in this one and with the money line on this. I think this will be a big win by the Falcons. I think Kirk ready to kind of get rolling, and I think we're finally going to get a chance to really see what this Falcons offense can do, Senator.
I think for this season that if you are a person that likes to play props, I think whatever they said Drake London's is for the year, like his yards, go to over, because I think they did really low on this one, and that's going off of how many years that we had absolutely no quarterback play. Now, what I will say is Falcons, I'm a Falcon fan through and through. Everybody knows that. y'all gotta make sure that Michael Penix's social media team does better than what they did.
What happened?
Okay. They put out something. Somebody sent it to me today, and they're like, "What's wrong with your team?" And they misspelled his last name.
Oh God!
And instead of an X, they used an S.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
So, can y'all do better, please? Appreciate that.
Please do.
I am choosing the Falcons for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need, it's crazy because the Russell Wilson's over under for passing yards is 200. So
amazing.
If you're looking for a quick bet, I think you might get like 210. So go the over for that one. I don't think he's going to have no monster game. I think our secondary is really good at this point right now. So, but I think 200 was a little disrespectful, but I'm choosing the Falcons to win this one.
All right, Nick.
Who's the Pittsburgh second receiver?
Let me check their depth chart.
Justin.
Correct. So we got Pickens and Freiermuth with Najee, and that's it because they know Jalen Warren
and Fields. He might have to play wide receiver,
and kick returner, and everything else. Yeah. That team is that team's not good. I think it's gonna be it's bad. And Falcons, their defense is good. They made some of the best additions in the offseason. They had an incredible offseason. And
I just don't think, Nick, I think nobody really watched the Falcons last year. So when people are talking about the Falcons, they didn't realize our defense really did not give up a lot of points last year.
And you added to it.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to make a point of that, and I know you're not a huge fan of Simmons, Senator, but him and cousin Sal joking about Grady Jarrett this week, because he had a decent defensive odd player, and they were joking about, Grady Jarrett, he's not that good. I'm like, you guys need to. I know like people a lot of listen to Bill Simmons, and I love Bill Simmons, but I'm like, Grady Jarrett is one of the better defenders in the league. Like, why are you mocking a player like that? That made no sense to me. Just a separate topic. I know, but
like I said, nobody truly watches the Falcons game. So like they don't know what the issues are. The issue always came down to quarterback play. We had quarterback play and coaching.
It was so
you
good.
Loved it.
So entertaining. It was amazing.
You loved it. I enjoyed a lot more beer because of it.
Yes.
Sometimes I may have to switch to a whiskey shot just for.
I got extra for you this week, just for celebratory reasons this time.
By the way, I will be there for the early part. Yeah. I do have to leave because I have a game.
Oh, you're avoiding Richard. That's why he's coming for the later game.
I'll be there to start, and then I might be hungover, so a shot will be needed. So
I gotcha. As we come into the Thunderdome,
amazing.
Nick, where are you going? You going Falcons as well?
Yeah, Falcons, of course. 3.5. Are you kidding me? And I think finally we might get to see Bijan unleashed.
I'm hoping for you. For your sake, you're hoping so.
Yeah, I got a lot of Bijan this year. I got a lot. So hopefully.
All right. Next up is one of those games we don't want to talk about that long. Vikings and Giants. There's a lot of injuries in this game. Obviously, I mean, the big one I think would be TJ Hawkins. It doesn't look like he's going to be playing. He's on the pup. Well, he's not playing. He's on the pup. Jordan Addison, he's questionable. Don't know if he's going to be playing. Jalen Naylor, who's a rookie, he doesn't seem to be playing. Nothing really for the G-men, really.
Thank God.
I think this is going to be one of the few wins the Giants get this year. I'll pick the Giants to win this.
For me, this is the game of the week because honestly, it is. There should not even really be a line for this game. This game should just truly be a pick'em game.
It should be a pick'em. This is not going to be on one of the TVs.
All right,
sorry. Then Malik. We're not going to get to see Malik.
Yeah, I may not make it. No. Honestly, even with the injuries that you just stated, I'm going Vikings.
Okay.
Like I saw Daniel Jones in the preseason.
Yeah, he's bad. He was bad. This is more off the Giants defense with Thibodeau and Brian Burns, and I'm trusting them to be able to win this game.
I just want to let you know, as a Falcons fan, the defense doesn't matter if the offense doesn't put up points.
This is true. I just have a gut feeling I'm going with the Giants in this one.
This could be a 9-3 defensive battle, to tell you.
Remember that terrible, was it the Giants and the Pats game, or was it Jets and Giants last year? And it was that's what this game's going to be like.
Game of the week. Should have been on Monday.
Oh my God. Nick, where are you going?
I want to see Malik go off. I don't trust Darnold and Jefferson. Man, this 41.5 is insane.
Is that
choose the under? Yeah, choose the under.
Yeah, like it should be like a 35. Like, what are we doing?
By the way, the alt line I have an alt line here it's Vikings by 2. I think that's way too high.
Who cares? The over under should be 15.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I think so. Whatever, just because
they got to get one win this season.
A beat up Vikings might do it.
The path to Travis Hunter or Sanders begins this week. All right. Then we have the Battle of Florida. We got the Jags and the Dolphins. Dolphins by 3.5. I really have struggled with this one, so I'm going to hear your guys' case, and then I'm going to make mine, Senator.
I am going to go with Miami on this one. And the reason why I'm going to go with Miami is they are usually a really good team to start the season, and then they fall off. That's when injuries really start to hit, all that stuff. So I'm going to go with Miami, just knowing how they start. And Jags usually start off slow too. Yeah. They had a great offseason, but it's always that part of putting the pieces together early. They usually don't do that well. So I'm just going to go with who I've seen prove that they can go like week 1 to 3. So I'll go with Miami on this one.
This could be the game of the morning, by the way, as well. Nick?
Stop disrespecting the last game.
It's one of those two.
I'm actually going to go with Miami too. I think Senator hit it right on the head. Was like they started off hot. Tua was he was amazing in the first 8-10 games of the year, and then he just fizzled. But you're right, injuries, and they're healthy. Mostert's healthy, Achan's healthy, Waddle's healthy. Like everybody's healthy, and I think this line might be, it might be a shootout. Jacksonville might put up 30. That Miami defense, I don't believe in. I don't believe in it, regardless of who they have in the secondary. I don't believe in it. I think their defense is bad. So I think Jaguars are going to put up points, but I think Miami's going to put up more.
You guys convinced me. I'll go with Miami. Again, game we don't have to talk about very long. Bengals and Pats. I guess the biggest thing on this is if Chase is going to play. It was a practice today. We'll see. Even if Chase doesn't play, I don't care. I'll take the Bengals. Nick?
I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to take the Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots to cover.
Oh, because of the defense?
Yeah, I do. I don't think T. Higgins is nice. You were talking about rookies earlier, rookie wide receivers. I really hope they give Burton some ball. I'd like to see him play because he should step up without Chase, because Chase ain't playing. Let's be real here. He ain't practicing tomorrow. I just think, I don't think the Patriots defense is, they got shredded, but I think it's just, I don't know. I got a feeling.
Sen?
I am choosing Bengals to win, but I think I agree with Nick for Pats to cover.
Wow.
And the reason why for me is Jacoby Brissett usually plays good the first week when he's starting.
Not
It's
untrue.
usually the weeks after that where it kind of falls down. So like if there's ever a season for him to make or break his career moving forward, it is right now. So
Yeah.
I think they had him at 210 for his over under for passing yards for this game.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him putting up 250 for this game.
Okay.
To who?
That is that. You know what it is? It's
Hulk
always
and Baker.
it's
and
always
Pop.
that you know that first week last week where there's no, it's mainly the first week where you have those two people that just break out and then everyone's like, watch out for this guy for the rest of the season. And then after that, it's like, oh, he made 20 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I could that's what I could see happening this game. Where
that's the classic that is the classic Brissett move.
Yeah.
That is.
All right, so we move on to our next game. We have the Cardinals and the Bills. 6.5 for the Bills. This one has also been a tough one for me. This is an interesting game. Nick, you seem like you're struggling, so I'm going to go to you.
Oh man, why are you picking me?
Because you made a face. I was going to go to Sam, but you made a face.
I did make a face. What's the over under here? 48.5. That's a lot of scoring. All right, I'll go with the Bills. Sure. I'll go with the Bills. At home, yes, they're shredded defense. Yes, they don't. Who knows what their wide receiver is? But you know what? Josh Allen wins games.
Yeah, you're Josh Allen stan.
You know what? You know what? I stood by him last year. I'm going to stand by him again this year.
Sen?
I think this game, would choose the over for the points. I think it's going to be a shootout for this game.
This is the rematch of the Hail Mary too.
Yeah,
Tyler a few years ago.
Yeah,
I think Bills cover, and I think this would be that game where Keon Coleman has a really good game, and I think this might be Kincaid 2 or 3 touchdown game.
Oh, good pull. That's good.
So I'm going to go with the Bills for this one here, but like I said, I think it's going to be a shootout.
I will be the lone Cardinal supporter here. Matt Milano is a big loss for this Bills team, and that defense really, really concerns me, and especially in a shootout now. I think Kyler is fully healthy. We got no COD. I don't think he's playing Star Wars Outlaws right now. It seems like many people are. So I'm going to go with the Cards. Marvin gets 2 touchdowns. James Conner gets 2 touchdowns. And and just for fun, Trey McBride gets a touchdown. And the Cards win. This is a really fun game in the morning as well. I think there's 3 really good games. The Dolphins game, Cardinals game, and then our next game, which is the main event of the morning. It's the Texans and the Colts in a rematch of Week 17 last year. Where'd you guys get stranded at, Nick? Was it the 10, the 5-yard line?
Yep.
Yeah,
from your quarterback.
Yeah, my quarterback. Ant is now back in the QB position. Texans loaded up all over the place. People have them winning the Super Bowl. People on this pod have them winning the Super Bowl. But who do you have winning this game? Senator.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to come to me first.
I had you the first half, not going to lie.
I was looking at something real quick. One second.
I got it, Nick.
No, I got it here. It's over here. I am choosing Texans to win, but I also think that this is going to be a really fun game. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. What's the over under? Is it 49?
48 and a half.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put this on the next time we do this. I'm having this on the board.
No, we're okay with the spread. It's just certain games I want to know what the over under is.
I'll have that next game. Don't worry.
But I actually chose. I made a ticket with certain players.
Okay.
And I chose Anthony Richardson to go the over for passing yards, and they gave him 227 and a half passing yards. I think that he will get over that, and I think it will be a fun game, but I also think Texans are just stacked right now. And as long as they don't get really hit with the sophomore slump, which would suck because that would affect their quarterback and their pass rushing game, I think that they're a real threat. But I think it'll be a real fun game.
Everything you kind of said. I want to pick the Colts so badly in this one. The receivers, I'm really excited to see on Mitchell in this game and have him in a big game. Is Downs playing? Do we know yet at all, Nick?
I heard he might not, but it's still kind of up in the air, but it's leading towards not.
Right. That's a bummer.
Which is fine because that means more ball for Mitchell, which is fine.
But more ball from Mitchell, yeah. I think JT is going to bounce back. I think a lot of people are sleeping on JT, but it's going to be a shootout, but I do have the Texans narrowly winning this one. Nick?
Yeah, that's fine. And that's all good. And I understand why, but I also think that's why I'm going to pick the Colts. I think that there's so much Texans talk in the offseason, the additions, what they did last year, the predictions. I think everybody's going to get, I think I want to see if they're a team that gets to them with their youth. You know what I'm saying? Because it can go one of two ways, right? It's like they take it for what it is and they just go out and play football, or they have that kind of swagger, but that misplaced swagger. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like we're that good, we're not going to lose, and then you lose game one, and you're like, oh shit, I got to backtrack. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really hoping that happens.
My big question is, which one of these which game am I making the main event? Am I making it this game or the Falcons game?
No.
One of the games going to have sounds and one's
Texans
not.
Texans.
All right. So we'll give you the big projector and you'll get the TV with the sound.
Like we as much as I'm a Falcons fan, we gotta be realistic. Like,
yeah. This game should be good. This game should
be a good game.
This game will be a good game.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Falcons game will be a good game.
I think I'm bringing out the edge jersey for this one, Nick.
Woo, let's do it.
Yeah. I think I'm bringing out the edge. This game's also a game that I'm looking really forward to. Titans and Bears. Bears favored by 4. And I think this is going to be a pretty high game in its own right as well. The under is 4.5 for this one. Senator, where are you going on this one?
I'm going Bears.
Bear down.
I'm going Bears, and just simple the fact they have done everything that they needed to do to stack that team around Caleb at this point right now. It feels like when San Fran realized that Brock Purdy could actually play.
Yeah.
And they decided to invest, except that they have way more time with Caleb now. So I'm going Caleb, and I also chose him for the over for passing yards because they had him at 245. I think he might hit. I think he might hit 300.
Yeah,
this one.
Are you doing stuff on Bet365 again? Is that where we're going?
No. I'm back to my original site, and the reason why I like my original site is because they have way better casino options. There, and so like during the off season, I'll put a little $20 down and see what I can win.
We need to get FanDuel in Canada, by the way. Well, in Alberta, in our side in Western Canada,
like the bet, the bet part,
Nick, I'm gonna go Bears as well for everything Senator just kind of laid down. You going the same?
Yeah, I'll go with this. I'll go with the Bears. Titans are good. Defense looks nice. Offense is but I think the Bears, everybody talks about their additions to the offense. Their defense got so much better too. Their defense is awesome. So I think they're, if Caleb could hold that team together, we might have sold them short too.
I think we did. I forgot how good Sweat was last year after the trade deadline.
He's leading that team. Like,
what do you
he's
mean
a
before,
leader.
after that trade deadline? He pretty much just copied his whole stat after the trade deadline that he did before the trade deadline. Like, it was
and Jalen
really
Johnson is Gary.
I don't know if we undersold them in the preview, because I think as much as they stacked up, there puts a lot more pressure on Caleb. So I think there's a lot of time where there's those big game ones where you really need to drive for that, like, field goal.
Yeah.
Where he says like he doesn't feel pressure, but honestly, NFL stadiums and college football stadiums at times are completely different. Mm-hmm. At times, when you're looking at it, like, being in LA is one thing, but being in Buffalo in the wintertime, or being in Chicago, like, you played in LA, like, you're not really totally used to those freezing cold games.
No,
right?
I mean, Oklahoma, he was there too, wasn't he, for a bit? It's still not as cold as what it's going to get in Chi.
Still not as cold as what you're going to get in Chi or New England or Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like
Green Bay,
Minnesota at times. Remember, they had that whole roof cave in at one point. Like,
that's right. All right. Another game we can do quick here. I'm gonna just kind of I'm picking the Panthers in this one. I think the Saints team is, okay. And they're ready to kind of just get rid of Derek Carr and put Rattler into the starting job there. It seems like a lot of Saints fans are. I think this is one of those games that you kind of look back like, wow, the Panthers are winning. And then everyone's like, were we wrong about Bryce Young? And then the rest of the season happens. I could see this being one of those games. Nick?
Nope. I'm going with Saints. Go with the Saints. I think the Panthers are that bad. I think I said that in the preview.
Do you have them going winless?
No, I don't have them going winless. They're going to win one or two because based on schedule, they play someone. Yeah. But no, I don't think Bryce Young is. No. I don't think it's this year. He'll do better than last year, but it ain't going to be this year.
Do you think he does enough so they don't draft a quarterback?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
If they get, let me just say, if the Panthers are bad enough and they have a chance to draft Sanders, do you think that they would pass up that opportunity and go for Travis Hunter instead?
Yes.
Or would they take Sanders?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But I think, I mean, and I heard today that tickets are going for $11.
Dude, there's some tickets that are going for $4. There's some that I was looking for flights to Carolina just to see how cheap it would be.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But no, I think the Saints are gonna actually win this one.
San, your wonderful division.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If I said that Vikings Giant game was the game,
the main event
thing, this might be part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is right there. It will give you all the stuff that you need.
I think this is way more entertaining of a game than Giants and Vikings, though. I'm interested in Bryce.
You will get the best part about this game is the amount of 3 and outs that you're gonna get is gonna be amazing. The amount of field goals, like, if you have a good kicker if you have either one of these kickers on your fantasy team, man, you might get a lot more points this week. That might give you the win, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Saints because, honestly, I think Drew Brees. The same thing I said about Bissett is the same thing I'm saying about Drew Brees. He knows his time is up.
Drew Brees, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Sorry. Yeah. The same thing. See, it's PTSD. When you talk about the Saints, Derek Carr, the same thing that I said about Bissett is the same thing I'm saying about Derek Carr. This is a proving season that he can actually do something more and that he can actually lead a team. And as much as everyone talks about New England going for certain players, don't be shocked if you see Derek Carr in a Giant uniform or a Patriots uniform next season. So
Interesting. All right. Our next game. Raiders, Chargers. Raiders at home in LA. Because no one goes to Chargers games and Raiders still run LA. The Raiders really want this game. We think the Chargers want it because of the beatdown that happened on Thursday Night Football. But the amount of social media chirping over the summer towards the overall team, towards Devontae, towards Max, the team really wants to win this game. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming Herbert is playing in this game. I haven't heard anything majorly different yet from the injury. If he plays, that's great. Whatever. This defense is ready. Obviously, the quarterback situation, we're going to see Brock Bowers is cleared. Brock will be in the game. So it's like Devontae is ready to go. And yeah, this is going to be very homeristic in this one. I don't care. I'm a little bit with blinders in this one. I want this game. Raiders want this game. Raiders win. Senator.
Okay. I respect it. I don't know what either of these teams are.
No, that's the problem. At least you know the Raiders, they have the defense. The offense is major questions.
I'm gonna go with. I will go with your Raiders, and I'm gonna go with your Raiders solely for one reason. It just feels like a homecoming for AP.
Oh yeah, okay, I like it.
Like, I think he gets so much respect by the team, and that I think that they'll play for him, and they don't want him to lose for his homecoming. So I'll go with the Raiders, but I have no clue what either of these teams are. So let's just have fun.
We know the Chargers are going to run the crap out of the ball.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Nick, going for the sweep?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, my man. I really want to. I really like the Raiders.
Hey, I get it.
I do. I honestly, I do want to see. You know what? I said at the beginning, in the off season, like I kind of like Herbert. I kind of like him, and I want to see him with this coach. I want to see what they can do, and Palmer looks all right. The running game looks all right. I want to see. I'd like to see Dobbins. I'd like to see him healthy for the first time in his career.
I mean, who's the receiver one?
Palmer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Or so we'll see. If that lad connection happens, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be a good one. Like I feel pretty confident about this. Our defense. I just cannot wait to finally fully see Wilkins and Max. Wilkins and Max together is going to be amazing.
Yeah, but you also have Gardner.
Yeah. But hey, he almost got you guys to the playoffs. So there's going to be moments. There's going to be moments, I'm sure. There's going to be moments. There's going to be moments. You talked about that, Derek. You talked about.
I really like your confidence in that. There's
going to be moments.
Yeah.
You talked about the Derek Carr trade. How sad is it? Like, yeah, I'll take Derek Carr back at this point.
Yes.
Please. All right. Broncos and Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. I have them winning the division. This Broncos team, I actually do like Bo Nix, but don't like Sean Payton. I don't think this team did a lot to improve. I think this Broncos team could be one of the worst in the NFL this year. And I think the Seahawks D is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I think it's time for JSN but there's a bet. I don't know if you've seen it, Senator, of Kenneth Walker to be the leader in rushing this year. And I kind of love it.
I don't, because I could see him seeing that and trying to go for it and injuring himself in the way of
Charbonnet time.
And as he was one of my keepers,
yeah,
please don't do that. Just play your game, stay safe, and try to get as many yards as you possibly can while not injuring yourself. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Who you going for?
I am
who you
going
picking?
I'm going for Seattle.
Okay.
I'm trying to see. I chose Bo Nix to do the over for passing yards this game,
I like it.
and the over was 200.
Oh, that's okay. That's easy.
So if he gets 201, I have a parlay with 10 games with one player on each game, and I chose Bo Nix for the 200 because I was like, I think he can get 215, 220 in this game.
What's
But
your
I don't
payout?
think for the 10 games I bet $3 and the payout is 2,041.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell everybody all the time, and the commercials say bet responsibly. I don't like spending a lot of money on betting. I just like to put a little money on some games because it makes it interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of teams on my parlay or players on my picks on my parlay, and I bet a little bit. If I hit, I win big. If I lose, that was coffee. So, but yeah, give me the Seahawks on this one. Plus, I think I have Geno as a backup quarterback in one and a starting quarterback in another one. So,
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Nick, sweep?
Yeah, I'll go with the Seahawks. I think their defense.
I was waiting for the nope.
Yeah, their defense is super good. Their defense is solid. I want to see JSN go off this week, especially this week, because we ain't got Lockett. So I think it's like he's got to do something. Without Lockett there, he has to do something. So
yeah, it's time to unlock him. No pun intended.
But yeah, I think Walker's gonna have a big game. Yeah, I think it's gonna. It's not gonna be a good game. I don't think the Broncos are there yet.
No.
Is this an 11 o'clock game too?
No, this is afternoon.
Yeah.
We're in the afternoon slate now. The afternoon slate, there's it's not terrible, but there's not this is probably the headliner. Cowboys, Browns, Tom Brady. First time on
Vegas,
broadcasting. It's I think it's Vegas and Chargers, but this is that's Romo and Nance on the Vegas game. This is Brady. I'm not sure who the play-by-play is on that one. Who's the play-by-play? I can't remember the play-by-play with Fox. I love Brady, but I loved Greg Olsen. I thought Greg Olsen did a great job in the color spot, personally. But I'm interested to see Brady on this. Cowboys and Browns. Browns favored by 2.5. Last time I checked, the Browns quarterback is not good and also a piece of shit. So despite me being lower on the Cowboys, I'm picking the Cowboys in this one.
Never want to do it. So I disagree on what you guys say is the game of the afternoon. I think maybe it's the next game that we talk. Yeah, I think that game will be
I am interested to see Jaden.
Interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And I want to see Baker after he gets a contract. All right.
Yeah. True.
So I'm choosing the Browns on this one just because that defense is Cleveland defense.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas does good at home. They don't do good in not a dome. So
this one's tough because the line's 40.5. Do you know what other games are 40.5? Vegas Chargers and the Bengals and Patriots. This is stuck in with them as the lowest scoring game of the week. And it's got the Cowboys in it, which is interesting. So that means they're thinking it's going to be a defensive game. Browns defense is better than the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys secondary's beat up. Bland is out for who knows how long. He's out after his 7 interception year last year. So I think they're beat up. I think it's going to take CD. CD's going to have a good game, but not a great game. It's going to take him a minute to get back. Yeah, Browns.
Okay. Senator, you said it might be the game of the week. Commanders and Bucks.
Well, not. I didn't say the game of the week. I said game of the afternoon.
Game of the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah. We already talked about the game of the week.
Yeah. Saints and Panthers.
No.
Giants and Vikings.
Giants and Vikings.
Oh, okay.
It's so good.
I'm choosing Commanders on this one. And I'm pretty sure I chose Jaden to do the over for passing yards. I think that this might be the season that we were expecting from Brian Robinson for a while. And just because now he really has a dual threat quarterback, which will open some stuff up for him. And I think Scary Terry might have a big year this season. So I'm going Commanders on this one.
I like it. And then I'll go Commanders too. Nick, where are you going?
Bucks. I think the Bucks defense is good. I think they're on a high from last year's playoff run. They didn't really lose anybody. They got people. They got a great backup running back, rookie. So I think they're kind of good.
Yeah. I mean, the people need to remember too, this Bucks team almost beat that Lions team to go to the conference championship. And so we're going to talk about the Lions and say so many people have the Lions going and winning the Super Bowl this year. Mm-hmm. And that Bucks team is right there with them. And they beat a really good Philadelphia team that people want to have back. And it doesn't seem that the Bucks get the respect they have. I say all this, and I'm still picking the Commanders.
Sure.
Sunday Night Football, Rams and Lions.
Yeah.
This is tough.
This is a very interesting game. And I think
you see the line?
Yeah.
Did you know that Matt Stafford and Jared Goff used to play for these two teams?
Did they really?
Because we're going to hear it so many times.
Oh, yeah. You're going to hear, well, Stafford couldn't win them the big one, so they made the trade to.
Yeah.
I mean, Goff couldn't win the big one, so they made the trade, and they got Stafford, and look, they won the Super Bowl, and it's going to be annoying.
Very.
Why is the first Sunday Night Football game annoying? I might have. I'm gonna go with the Lions on this one, but I am not confident at all in that choice. I think that the Rams wideouts at this point right now are too good. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. I'm just going to go randomly choose. I'm just going to choose the Lions. But like I said, I'm not confident at all in this pick.
Yeah, I got Lions too. There's just not many. You look at that Lions depth chart, there's not a lot of weaknesses. And I am concerned with no Aaron Donald. Maybe I'm overstating how that. And I don't think Puka's playing in this game either. So this could be a good Jordan Whittington game, breakout game for him potentially.
I just don't know, man.
Pondering, thinking.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I picked the Rams to win their division, go to the Super Bowl. But I think the Lions at home versus Stafford again, they might pull this one off. This might be one of the Rams' 5 losses I gave them this year.
Okay. Then we go to Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets versus the MetLife Turf. The Niners, who have had the offseason from hell, finally have everybody lined up. I picked San Francisco in this. They've had the offseason from hell. All thoughts and prayers with Ricky. It seems like he's doing well. So that was really scary, but it seems like he's doing okay. I think this Jets team is so add a million more so's. Overrated. I'll pick San Francisco. Senator?
Was it a Monday Night Football game where Rodgers ran out with the flag?
To Michael Floyd, who's on the other side with San Francisco.
Okay. I'm going to choose. Okay, so my original thought was I'm choosing San Fran only because of the Ricky situation.
Yeah.
Like I think when you have something, when you feel like you have something bigger to play for, but then what kind of swayed me from that was he showed up to like the practice facility like the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like, okay, well, now you might not really have something to play for. You know what I mean? Like if he was like, and I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but if they're like, they're not around, you feel like you have to play in the honor of the person, right? Even though they're recovering. But because he was out and about, it was like, does that really? But then when Trent Williams said he's the reason why we got this deal done, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, okay, you guys still have that thought process in your mind. So I'm going to choose San Fran for this one, but I think Aaron Rodgers will have a good game this game.
Okay, and Nick, round us off.
Yeah, I'll go with the 49ers too. I just don't believe in the Jets this year.
Nope, me either.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe in the comeback. I believe in Breece Hall and Garrett. I need Aaron Rodgers to give Garrett Wilson the ball. I have so much Garrett Wilson in fantasy this year. I have so much. I'm on like 3 teams. But I think, the 49ers, McCaffrey's back practicing, let's be real, he's the best player in football. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be the best player on the field, and the team with the best player and, potentially the best team, they're going to win.
All right, quickly, before we get out of here, award picks really quickly here. Senator, I'll start with you. Who is your offensive and defensive rookies of the year?
I don't even know who I would have for defensive player of the year. I think offensive is going to go to Caleb.
I'm going offense. I'm going Jaden, and defense. I'm going Byron Murphy from Seattle. Nick,
that's a good.
Yeah. I'm going.
I like the guy that you guys have on defense too. Is it Latu?
Yeah, he's gonna be my pick. He'll be starting in like week 3. Let's be real.
Nice.
Latu, he's so nice. Offensive, it'll probably be Caleb. It probably will. I think everything. If he has even a 3,525 touchdown season, 3,500 yards, 25, he'll win it.
MVP, Nick.
It doesn't matter because it's going to be a quarterback, and I don't care.
Yeah, I'm just going to hedge and say Mahomes.
Goff or Tua or somebody.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be a quarterback.
Cousins.
Sure.
Offensive player of the year. I'm going Kenneth Walker.
Interesting. Not like a bad interesting. Like
just I know what you're saying.
Offensive player of the year. I think I was thinking Pacheco for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That is interesting.
But I'm not gonna.
Again.
I was thinking him for a second, but I was like,
Nick does not have a good poker face.
No, he absolutely doesn't. I'm gonna go with CMC to again.
Nice. Nick, where are you going offensive?
CMC over or under 11 and a half games played this year.
Over.
So Bijan, let's go.
Ooh, yeah,
Bijan. Okay. Give me whatever, 1,300 yards rushing and 7 receiving, 2,000 yards. Let's go.
And then finally, defensive player. I mean, I'm going Max. It's his turn. It's Max's turn. Senator. There's no double team on him with Wilkins this year.
You know what? I'm gonna go Jesse Bates.
I like it.
I'm gonna go Jesse Bates this year.
I like it. I really like it.
I'm going to go with from rookie defensive player of the year to defensive player of the year, Will Anderson.
Nice. All right. Well, that will do it for us. Just coming in just over an hour. Look at that. So perfect. Everyone, enjoy the week. We'll be back with some thoughts on week 1 and picks for week 2. Till next time, folks. Cheers and enjoy the games, people.
Thank you for listening to the Fresh Take Network. Follow us on social media platforms at Fresh Take 42.